All right.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. This is episode 10.
Yeah, she gets it wrong once we start, but because this is being recorded after, we can style it out and pretend that you knew this was episode.
I didn't know this was episode 10, and you're going to find that out. I did think it was episode 11, so please do forgive me. Guys, okay. We came to some really major conclusions in this episode, which you're going to find out. Hafsa does not know anything about this podcast, so keep, I
didn't even get to ask you my questions, so
you didn't.
I wouldn't be too self-righteous on this one, because I might be popping some at you next episode, and we'll see if you truly know this podcast, okay?
That is true. What else did we speak about?
What day did we record our first episode, Zara? See?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But in this episode,
what day was our release? She doesn't know. All right. So what was the topic of our fourth episode?
This is the worst intro that they're going to hear.
See, it's not as easy as you think it is, love.
Right.
Very hard to remember that information, right? But I love this podcast with my heart and soul. I just, unfortunately, have what we like to call a bad memory. Okay? Through no fault of my own.
In this episode, we spoke about... I'm still not knowing this podcast. We spoke about our daily routine. We spoke about our goals, what we're trying to achieve for this year.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about,
And we also spoke about being in a job that you hate. We did speak about that. Being in a job that you hate. We did briefly. And also part-time work, Hafsa's placement, what's been going on in her placement, and that is basically episode 10. There's so much in there that you'll love. A lot of laughter, a lot of happiness, a lot of good energy, and also a lot of good vibes. So enjoy, guys. Inshallah. This is episode 10. Here we go. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, how are you?
Good. Episode 11. Yeah. Can you even believe that?
It's not 11, it's 10.
Is it? Oh, man. That was so good. You're right. It's 10.
What was good? Oh, I was like, what? Because I just remember from the last post the little episode 9 thing in the corner, so now I know that it's episode 10. For the first time I actually know what episode it is.
Episode 10.
Episode 10. The milestone, the 10th episode. We made it.
And, oh, man.
It's fine. 10 is a better milestone. I don't like it when numbers aren't round. Like, it has to have like a 5 or a 0 on the end, or like, you know, for it to be a significant change, you know. 11 is just not as good as 10.
Well, I mean, it's a good milestone if you know that it's a milestone. I forgot. So it doesn't even count.
Well, now we get to celebrate it twice. The 10th episode you thought you missed, you can now celebrate. Yeah. It is episode 10.
Let's not confuse everyone. It is episode 10. But you know what that does bring me on to? Do you know what that brings me on to? Very nicely. So, I was doing a bit of conjuring up in my head, you know, a bit of contemplating, a bit of
conjuring,
all of these things, and I thought, wow, I actually think that our listeners know Miss Heard better than we do. Okay, and that's not to say that we're bad hosts.
Okay,
inshallah we're not. But I do think that they know Miss Heard a little bit better than we do, because we're involved in it so much that we don't look at the bigger picture, the outer picture. So I did a bit of, you know, pre-planning to episode 10. And I've got a few questions.
Are you going to test me? Because I will faint.
I'm going to test you on how well you know Miss Heard. So
why can I not test you? Why do I have to be the one shamed? Why do I have to be the one shamed?
My game, my rules.
I will start searching stuff up right now.
It's my game, Hafsa. It's my rules, and I say we test you, okay?
I will tell you now, I don't know the answer to any of them, and I will apologise from now for being a disgrace to the podcast name, but I don't know a thing about the history of this podcast.
Well,
the very short history that we have.
Are you ready for question 1? Come on, these actually might be quite easy. Okay. What?
Oh, easy for you to say he has the answers in front of them. Yeah, sure, right. There was always one of you in the class. The test gets passed around and then you say, oh, it can't be that hard. We all studied the content. Yeah, but that's not the point, is it?
That's not the reason. Okay. Right. Question 1. What episode number was pre-marriage advice? What episode number was pre-marriage? This is a big episode. This was a very, very popular episode we did. What episode number was pre-marriage advice? Do you want me to do like a count? Is that going to intimidate you? I think that's going to intimidate you. I'm just going to give you time.
No, give me a second. I want to try and get this right. Okay.
All our listeners know.
Okay.
Everyone that's listening, I know you guys know because this was a big hit. Alhamdulillah, this was a good episode.
It was an early episode, but I just...
Just have a random guess if you don't know. You probably get it right. This is such a... Do you know what I would say?
2, but that just seems so early, so I'll go with 4.
Oh my god, it was 3. It was 3.
Oh, that is so annoying. Okay,
I was
whatever.
like, she's got it. She said episode 2 was too early, and then you skipped to 4. Right. Typical Hafsa. Typical Hafsa. All right, episode 2. Question 2. What was our most recent episode called? Oh, Hafsa, don't.
As in like episode 9?
Episode 9.
Oh, it was called I Feel Like I'm Stuck in a Rut or something like that. Yeah.
She got it. Okay. I mean, I need my little cheering little button right here. Okay, I keep saying episode. Question 3. How many episodes have we done so far? This is an easy one.
Okay, 10.
But this is our 10th.
Okay, we've done... Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, we have released 9 and this is our now 10th episode. Is that a better answer for you, miss?
I just needed specifics. Okay. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, miss. Please accept my apologies.
This one, I think you're going to get.
Unacceptable behaviour.
This one's going to test your memory, but it stuck with us really well. Both of us were like, it was a gasp moment. So see if you remember this.
Don't add extra stuff because then now if I get it wrong, it's even worse.
I know. Okay, this is like a really difficult one. So, in the episode 8 we did with Maya Active, what was Maya's famous quote that made us feel like, wow? She had a quote. I'll give you a hint. Land.
There was many gems in that podcast, but the one that I really liked, bun the answer to your question, but the one that I really liked was the one where she spoke about the fact that Allah created this earth, and so we shouldn't be ashamed to walk on this earth doing the things that Allah has asked us to do.
Yes, that's the one. That was her famous quote.
I got one right.
Yes, the law of the land. So far, she's got 1 out of 4. Amazing. Okay, this one is a tough one, but I'm pretty sure with some, good thinking, you'll get this, okay? Dig deep. Name one of Zara's childhood traumas.
There was many. One of them was that you were not allowed to read books. You weren't allowed to read books, unfortunately, and you were in the red group, and for some reason they didn't allow you to read the books from the purple group, and that struck with you.
You're right. Okay, sad. Amazing. Hafsa, you do not know Miss Heard, I would like to confirm, and I'm going to have a board meeting to confirm your continuation of being host.
Right, so since you're feeling so self-righteous right now, I'm going to make some questions up right now.
Well, while you do that, we'll get some topics going for these guys. So, a lovely lady actually sent us a DM on our Instagram account. If you're not following us on Instagram, it's _misheard. Please do follow. She sent us a question, and I'm going to try and answer it because I was really trying to think about my answer for a while now. And she said, what moment or person taught you something you'll never forget? And I was just thinking, okay, I've done nearly 21 years of life now, and I couldn't think of one single moment where I was like, listen to this question, a moment or person that taught you something that you'll never forget. I feel like it's been a lot of things, but because you naturally remember things that are more recent, I would say it was the time. I know I'm going to be very vague about this, but hopefully many of you guys will relate. But it's when you have a set or a series of trials and you just don't know why you keep going through like so many trials one after the other, and then it becomes revealed to you reasons or like answers, like as in why everything happened the way it did. So that was like not a moment but a series of moments, and that happened last year, 2020. Again, I'm not going to go into details, where it was like a series of just, you could say like unfortunate events, right? A series of unfortunate events. But the way that like it was meant to be and the way your life puzzles together, it sounds really waffly, but you know what I mean? Series of unfortunate events, but actually it's the best thing that could have happened to you. That is the moments that I will never forget. What about you? What would you say for that question?
I don't know if I have one, to be honest.
What about a person? You meet so many people. You're very sociable. Mubarak, you're a very sociable person. What one person have you ever come across? It could even be a patient. And you've been like, that, wow. You'll never forget this patient. Do you have a patient? I know a lot of nurses and doctors have patients they never forget. Who's been your kindest patient? What's like the kindest thing a patient has ever done to you? Done for you?
See, most patients aren't that kind usually.
None of them.
I don't know. To be honest, it's not to say that I haven't met great people in my life, but honestly, right now, I cannot think of one.
It's a hard one, isn't it? It is a difficult one.
Yeah, I think it would be a thinker. I think it's something that I have to think of for a long time, because if I want to say something, I want it to be like, do you know what I mean? Not just for the sake of it. I want to actually give it some thought, but I genuinely can't think of one. If I think of one before the end of the podcast,
yeah, keep the question in mind.
Then I will say.
Keep the question in mind. A person or a moment that you will never, has taught you something that you'll never forget. Keep that one in mind. Another girl has also asked us what our daily routines look like. I don't know if we've ever spoken about this on Misheard, or our updated daily routines. Lockdown has had a major effect on my daily routine, so for me to even speak about it, it would be like, it's not even a daily routine, it's a daily malfunction thing every day. It's a daily malfunction.
You and me both, sis. You and me both. I don't think I have one. Like, I sound like I have nothing together in my life at this moment, don't I? But I don't think I have a daily routine. Now that I'm going to placement, maybe it'll be like, get up, get ready, go to placement, come home. Like, but that's like I just don't think I have that much of one. I think the only time where I have a specific routine is during like long extended breaks from my life. So for example, if it was Easter break or summer break or whatever, that's when I would have more of a routine with what I'm doing, because there's things that I want to achieve that summer or that period of holiday before I go back into normality. But right now, because I'm on placement, to be honest, my life is pretty much just doing, like, on a weekly basis, I just go to placement. When I come back, I try to eat something. If I have meetings, then I do those meetings. And then if I'm working out that day or whatever, I'll do that. And then that's it, pretty much. I kind of rinse and repeat on these placement weeks. That's why it gets a bit long.
How's placement going? How's it going for you? You've been a few days in now. What's the environment? What's the situation? They're saying on the news that the next few weeks is going to be the hardest in terms of this pandemic. It's going to be the worst next few weeks. But from a inside point of view, like, what's going on?
To be honest, I think it's mostly just like the reality when it hits you, you know, when they're like getting you fitted for FFP3 and you're picking up your scrubs and you're getting all these rules and like somebody shouting at you down the corridor because you don't sanitize around that corner. Like, I literally, like, 10 meters down there, sis, I pumped some hand sanitizer. But now when I turn this corner, I have to do it again. But yeah, so it's quite interesting, to be honest, because I've been there now a week, and it's just, as much as I was, you know, seeing the pandemic through my sister's eyes and her, you know, actually having a job in ITU during a pandemic, that was an information where I saw the pandemic happening right before my very eyes. But seeing it yourself and being in the hospital at that time, seeing all the rules being implemented, you know, there's just a lot, like, especially with infection control. I think it's just hit a reality to me that this is really not a joke. And my sister was talking about like how she's been frustrated by seeing like people like calling it a hoax and like, oh, they're exaggerating it, like the numbers aren't real, they're manipulating the numbers, blah blah blah, like all these kind of things. And I completely understand it now, because when you have a mask on your face where you can't even breathe, and somebody's having to wear that all day to try and save people's lives, and then you see people just like, you know, this is a hoax, I'm gonna go out, I can do what I want, you know, blah blah blah. It's like quite selfish to see, and I get it. It is a difficult situation that we are in. Like, people just want to see their friends, they want to go back to normality, and it's completely understandable because it's a human thing to want to see people, you know, to want to have that connection with other people. But at the same time, people need to understand that it's not going to change the situation by you having a Twitter thread about, you know, theories to do with the virus. Like, it's just, none of us are going to get through this in that way. So yeah, that's how it feels. It's very surreal right now. I'm still kind of getting into it. I have my little home COVID testing kit that I have to do every couple days. But yeah, I think it's become more of a reality is the short version of what I just said. Yeah. It's definitely more real now that I'm seeing it in person.
It's embedded in your day-to-day life, right? Like, this is what you're seeing, this is what you're witnessing, you know, and this is what all frontline workers, it's a part of their life. It's so real to them, and we're very much shielded. I think I'm one of those people who are very much shielded from the reality of it, because we're on the opposite ends, right? You're going in and you're fighting, and you are like literally witnessing everything in terms of this pandemic, and I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum where I'm just kind of being told to stay at home, and like all of us, just a lockdown situation. So we see things so differently, but then it's that much more insightful when you tell me what's actually going on. And I'm like, wow, like I could be just at home and be like, oh, I just want to leave, I just want to go out, I just want normal life. And you're like, okay, great, Zara, but this is the reality of what's going on. And if you were to witness this, you would realise how simple it would be, these instructions, to just, you know, just stay at home.
Yeah. I mean, let me not even like overstep my mark here, because there's people who are going through a lot more than I am. Like, yeah. I'm going to placement, I'm a student, you know, I have lectures in the week. I'm working with suspected COVID patients, but that's pretty much how you're treating everyone now. Everyone's being treated as a suspected COVID patient in the hospital now. Everyone's on amber, no one's on green anymore. It doesn't exist because it's just too risky. But there's people like my sister who are literally with COVID positive patients who are dying around them all the time. So it's a very stark difference between the two positions that someone like me and someone like her would be in. So I don't even want to make it sound like I'm, you know, suffering and whatever. Like, there's people who are going through a lot more than I am. Yes, I'm in a quote unquote vulnerable position, but there's people who are in a mentally vulnerable position, in a physically vulnerable position. They're being ran off their feet, you know. They don't even know if they can get water in the day properly because they have to keep these masks on. If you touch the mask, you've then made your hands infected. And honestly, watching these infection control videos, everything you touch is now an issue. You cannot touch your apron. Once you touch everything, it's just all an issue. So honestly, like, my hat goes off to all those people, and I hope that Allah makes it easy for them, because it's not an easy situation to be in for anybody who's in those positions. But yeah, like you said, I think everyone just, although the government, you know, has been making some very questionable decisions, I think just follow the rules as best as you can. And it is difficult, and I think there is some benefits I'm getting out of it, because I can't deny the fact that having a routine in my day has helped. You know, going out every day and, you know, being out in the real world has helped me in my own personal life, just to get things done. I feel like I'm achieving something in the day, you know, like I can structure it around placement, like do this before placement, do this during my journey, blah blah blah. Even like getting around to reading books. I've started reading that Atomic Habits book, you know, like I like doing stuff that I've wanted to do. I'm getting it done now. So
how was it?
Yeah. It's actually really good. The thing is that I'm always a bit skeptical when I read books like this. I'm still on the skeptical phase, but it sounds interesting. Like, he started off talking about like his story and like why he started wanting to write the book and stuff. But But yeah, guys, honestly, I would say, to be honest, whether you're on placement or not, start going outside, guys. Start going outside, start breathing the fresh air. You know, it really changes your day. Just start it off.
Daily
go for a
walks,
walk in the morning. Yeah. But yeah, how are you?
I mean,
how was your week? What did you do?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just hit back to the daily routine question from that girl. So I've been trying to get, this week especially, with the help of Maya, of course, we've been trying to get into like a really, really good routine. Trying to eat clean, trying to exercise more. I just had to find what exercises really made me feel good, because I realized that sometimes you do an exercise because it's what the instructor's doing or what you've been listed to do, whatever, but you just don't enjoy it. And no matter how much you do it, you're not having fun with it, and it's not making you feel good. And yes, you're sweating and you're burning those calories, but you don't feel the enjoyment. So I realized that something I'm really enjoying at the moment is skipping. And it was a big craze in the first lockdown, right? Everyone was doing it. Everyone had their skipping ropes. Yeah. Maybe I'm just so late to the party, but I love it now. Like, I really, really enjoy it. And obviously it's an amazing way to lose weight. So I'm starting my skipping, which I tried to do. The days are super short, so I literally have to just try and fit it in somewhere. Keeping those meals clean. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Inshallah.
I absolutely love it as well, honestly.
Mindset. I just want to be in a good mindset, and I know that I will not be in a good mindset if I am just like filling myself with bad foods. If I've got all these bad habits, like filling yourself with bad habits, I'm gonna be stuck in that rut, and I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be in that rut. So, a healthy and a really, really good mindset is where we're heading. But yeah, what's new about my week? To be honest, just planning things. Uni is starting back next week. Just preparing for that, really. And yeah, just, I mean, to be honest, I'm running out of rooms to paint in the house. I've pretty much tried to attempt to decorate. Wow, you really are in lockdown. Yeah, I painted the downstairs, and I can't stop. Like, I just feel like the more, and did you realise, somebody else said this in the first lockdown, they said, we've spent so much time in our accommodations, like our houses, our flats, whatever it is you live in, we spend so much time in our houses in our homes, to the point that like we're being able to pick out so many flaws about our house. And I was thinking that, like, I was looking at my skirting boards, and I was like, why do they look like that? Like, just so many little things, and you're just picking it out. So I'm in that stage of absolutely floor shaming my house, so trying to fix up a little bit. But
a bit of shame sometimes is good, you know, getting things in order, but yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I completely understand that. I absolutely love skipping. Like, I know it sounds so childish, but like, it's so fun. Like, it's like one of the best exercises to do. I'm hoping to pick up my weighted hula hoop at some time this week. Well, would it be this week? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This week.
You told me you purchased that. Has it not come yet? That's been a long time.
It's at August. At August. I need to just go and get it. I just can't be bothered. Honestly, after a day of placement, all I think about is my bed. And even though it is 5 p.m. on that train, I am this close to knocking out and ending up at the end of the line. Like, every single day, I am exhausted. And so I keep telling myself, Hafsa, today is the day. Like, you are gonna go and get that. Watch when they send me my message telling me they sent it back. Well, they can't really send it back, can they? They probably came from that same shop, unless they don't stock it. But it probably was from that Argos. Hello? I think it's thinking. I just see your eyes going up and down, but I don't hear you.
The connection just seemed like it went a bit down for a bit. Yeah, I'm even thinking, let me just move into a different room.
I don't even know how they're doing pickups right now. I love how this room is so cute. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, so we just decorated it was for my nieces and nephews, so when they come and stay, we have like a little area.
Wow.
But very irrelevant to
how
talk about
cute.
On the podcast.
Is that wallpaper or was it stickers?
It's stickers. Yeah, anybody who wants to decorate a room, transfer stickers are actually the one if you're doing like a kid's bedroom. But yeah, what were we talking about?
And you did every single... Sorry, I'm still intrigued about this wall. You did every single one of those tiny stars by hand.
Yeah. Well, my mum
Sis,
did them.
yeah, pick up that book, yeah? Because you've got some free time on your hands.
Yeah, we did it all. Quite cool.
It's so beautiful, though. I really, really like it.
Oh,
it's so cute and kiddie.
Okay, yeah, so let's just pick up from where we were what we were talking about, which was the hula hoop. Yeah, so is that hula hoop supposed to be good? I feel like it really hurts. I feel like
I got the one that's not like, it
hurt.
doesn't have ridges. It looks like a normal hula hoop. Your one that you described has like the dents in it. It has
yeah,
like
the bit, yeah.
It goes in and out. Yeah, no. Apparently that one's like for like people who aren't beginners, and I'm a beginner. Like I have not hula hooped since primary school. So it's about time. Well, I attempted it once in a Smith's Toys superstore when it was still open, and I could not hula hoop as well as I could when I was in primary school. So it's about time I picked that habit up again.
I think it's about time you did. And I also think I need to pick up some good skipping habits, because I don't really know how to skip that well. I say I like it, but I have no idea how to do it. So I'm really learning right now. I'm in the learning stages. But yeah, so fitness is a big part of the daily routine these days, which is good. Trying to eat good. But slowly trying to mentally adapt to this, because it doesn't really seem like we're going to be out of this lockdown anytime soon. And obviously I do want to just like sparkle a lot of positivity to our listeners, but I also just got to give them a bit of real, you know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like we're going to be out of this lockdown.
We aren't going nowhere. This is going to happen forever.
Everybody stay as you are. There is no change. No, so I think mentally it's so challenging, adapted. Like, what is everybody's mental routine? Like, you know, that's a good question. I don't know. It is a tough one. It is not easy.
Do you do self-care Sundays?
Do you?
Are you partial to a self-care Sunday?
What even is your self-care Sunday routine? Please, I'm intrigued now.
It usually consists of face mask at some point, getting my hair washed and plaited for the week, you know, steaming if I can be bothered. Getting my clothes ironed for the day, because I'm probably going to be going out on that Monday. So it just consists of running errands, you know, everything that I need to do. That's what I do after we have Arabic. Spend the rest of my day running errands that I need to get done for that week, and then giving myself a little bit of peace for 2 seconds before the rush of the week starts again.
I love self-care Sunday. I just don't do it. How sad is that? I feel like I have self-care Mondays, because Mondays are a really quiet day for me, apart from the podcast, but it's usually a very quiet day. So I'm like, yeah, self-care Monday. You know what? Who even invented self-care Sunday? Let's change it to Monday. Let's start on a Monday feeling good about ourselves. So Tuesday, bam, guess what? We're fresh and we're here and we're new. And
I think it's because most people probably have work on the Monday and they're just not bothered.
Yeah, well, people need to grow up and just stop working on Mondays.
Everybody who's paying your bills, grow up.
Grow
up. Working is so 2020. Get your life together.
Stop having self-care Mondays.
The economy.
And come back
I can
on
hear
Tuesday.
the economy crying.
No, but I'm not, as in work on the Sunday.
Nobody show up to work anymore. Mondays are just banned. Zara said so. It's now law. Forget everything else that's written in the Constitution. Zara Chowdhury has spoken.
Do you remember when at the UAE, so the Middle East, had their weekend Thursday, Friday? Did you know that they had their week? They used to have their weekend on Thursday and Friday for years, and then it changed to Friday and Saturday. So they start their week on a Sunday. How crazy! We could never imagine.
That is so random.
Thursday and Friday, and now they changed it to Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, why would they have that? Why did they have that? When was this? Was I alive?
Yeah, here we go. So the weekend in Dubai and in most Middle East countries, I believe, is Friday and Saturday. Could you ever imagine starting your week on a Sunday? Like, what the even? Like,
what the even?
What the even? Like, who does that? But yeah, apparently it works. I guess if we be, but who said? You know what? No, I have such a good question. Who said that the week has to start on a Monday? Who did that? Tell me. Who said any? Because now Monday is the most hated day of the week. Now Monday is the most hated day of the week because somebody decided that the week needed to start on a Monday. Now look at us. We're all crying on a Monday. Yep, you're speechless.
But then if it wasn't on a Monday, it would be on a Tuesday. And if it wasn't on a Tuesday, it would be on a Wednesday. So regardless, there was going to be a day that everybody hated.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that for everyone.
You hate a lot. What do we love? We love Mondays. We love Mondays.
We
need to bring some positive energy and air. We need to gather
and our listeners are probably already just
us.
Hating this whole situation, and we're here telling them to hate even more, and it's not fair. So
have you seen that new advert thingy called like We Love Mondays or something, or Make You Love Mondays, something like that? And it's basically
it's
like an ad, and it's aimed at people to get like start new jobs because they want them to love Mondays, and like you should love going to work and have like your Costa coffee on the train being like, I'm ready to work, I love my job, I love my life. But yeah, that is apparently the thing. But I think for most people, regardless of what their job is, I think some people hate their job, some people love their job, but regardless, I think everybody gets to a point where they just don't want to go into work, and that's because of pure exhaustion. Like, I think it doesn't matter what job you do, at some point you just kind of want to lay in bed and just not go anywhere, which is fair enough.
But you know when you first start a job, right? When you first start a job and you've applied, and you know what, that's such a good, interesting thing that we need to talk about, because I experienced this with most jobs that I go into, and I'm like, I apply, I'm like, yes, I'm like, this is exciting, I'm gonna do this, like, you know, just fill in the application, cover letters, very boring, still have to do them, but you know, like, as in you fill in your application, right? You send it off, and then you get, like, you know, say you get the job. You're like, wow, alhamdulillah, I got that job. I really wanted it. Great pay, everything, right? First week, you're like, okay, cool. Like, this is now my job. You're in work, whatever. Slowly, yeah, like, do you not get to a point where you're just like, okay, I've kind of have enough? That usually happens to me on the second week.
Yeah, probably that does probably happen to people, but as somebody who has not changed their job in a while and disliked it from pretty much the very beginning, then, you know, can't say I agree, because a part-time job, it's not like I ever thought, wow, part-time work, this is radical, dude. Like, you know, I was never really into it. I don't want to work. I do it because I need to pay for my monthly travel card, but I don't want to go, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm there for the vibes. I clock in, I clock out. That's about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it will all... I don't know.
The culture of part-time work is
you're
so
applying
funny,
for
right?
Interesting places.
No, don't... I mean, it's not about that, really. It's... I just found the culture of part-time work really, like, really funny. Like, we literally have our own lives, right? This is the thing that with part-time work is that we have our... As students... And many of our listeners who are students would kind of relate, who have part-time jobs as well, weekend jobs probably. Our life is studying. Like, that is what we dedicate like a lot of our time to, is studying, like learning, getting our degrees. You know what I mean? You know, this is the stage that we're at, like, in our life. But we then go on do our part-time job, but we are working alongside full-time workers who take their job very seriously. So it's so hard to balance, because how do you even, like, that part-time job that we have, you're not our priority.
It doesn't mean much to us.
Yeah. We here for the weekend.
Honestly, it's so true, because
But we're
then
working with
when
full-time
you
workers who take
are
the
so
job
excited to leave, it's like they're almost offended. Like they're just like, oh my God. And I'm like, but this is not like, I have a life outside of this job. It might shock some of you, but my be-all and end-all was not this part-time job. I'm here for 4 hours a week, love, you know. I totally understand. I totally understand where the misconceptions may have arisen. But
I know you like to do overtime. I know you I like to do undertime.
I don't, sweetheart. Unfortunately, I'm going home. I'm going to my bed. I have things to do. See you. Like, honestly, it's a lot. It's so funny. Like, you know what's so funny is when they ask you, can you do this overtime? And you say no. And they say why? And you say, because I'm doing this. And they're like, are you sure? Because this and that. And like, how could you not want to... I'm just like...
How could you not want to do overtime? That question. Why do I want to do overtime? What is... Let's just flip the question for a second. That's not... Yeah.
Why would I want to?
Yeah.
That is a very good question.
Why would I want to? Why are you asking me this question knowing my response? Yeah. I mean, as much as when you do a job, you should very much do it to the best of your ability. Like, that is just... As Muslims as well, we know that when you have a job, when you have opportunity, you should do it to the best of your ability. Like, that's no question about it. But because we're students,
Oh my God, I said it again.
What did you say?
Go on. I said 100%. I said I would stop saying it.
100%. Oh, you love that. If anybody knows Hafsa's phrase, is 100%.
No, please. I can't. I will have to jump. Like, I would have to jump and scream at myself, because honestly, like, I just can't anymore. Every time I listen to the podcast and I just hear myself saying, 100%. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
oh my
you
God.
Really
I'm just like,
you really emphasize.
I will go back in time and scream at you. Why? Like, no.
You love it. You love emphasizing.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
No, like I was saying, if you've got a job, you've been given an opportunity, you should do it to the best of your ability. Like, there's no doubt in that, right? Like, you shouldn't leave a job half done, uncompleted, done with no effort, whatever. But because we're students, I think we also see the other side of it, which is that we have so many priorities, right? And that part-time job doesn't consume us as much as our managers probably think it should. So that's the difference. That is the difference. No.
Oh my God, I almost said it again. This is such a bad habit. I'm going to need you to like start shouting at me.
Change it.
Like,
say,
I don't know what it
when
is.
you want to say it, say, 95%. Change the number. Change the number.
95%.
Yeah, see that?
Oh yeah, 95%. Oh my God, like, I don't understand why I do this. It doesn't matter what it is. It has to be one word that I repeat for the whole year. Okay, let's just say 2020s was 100%. What can I come up with now to be my new one? Absolutely. I'll say that.
Oh no, because that's going to drive me insane. That is going to drive me insane. Do I have that is really gonna grate me.
Listen, I don't have an alternative. I'll just say okay.
No, because that sounds like you're just screaming at me.
Maybe I am.
Literally.
Oh my God. But yes, I agree with you. Absolutely. I agree with what you have to say, Zara. That is a good opinion. Thank you.
Do I have a phrase? Do I have one? Do I have a phrase?
Your one used to be interesting.
Yeah, but has it changed?
No, now you just
what
you don't
have one now. What I do is I do this thing where my voice goes like high pitched at the end of my questions, but not questions, like any word that I say.
Do you?
Yeah, like that.
Maybe I just haven't noticed. Okay, maybe when you keep talking, I'll notice. Start speaking or something, and then I'll see if I can notice
when I say something, I have like this high pitched thing. Maybe our listeners will notice. I'm not sure. Who even knows? But Hafsa, what is your plans this week? What are you doing?
Well, from now, for the next 6 months, it's placement, sis. It's placement. Every week I will have the same answer. But to be honest, I've got my beautiful blue book here that I have purchased for my bullet journal, as you can see. So I am on page 1 at the moment, and that's what I was doing before this call and what I will continue to be doing. And I'm starting to make my little thing.
What goes in your bullet journal?
So I'm going to have a page. I'm going to basically make one page for like a year overview. Then I'm going to have weekly pages that I can have. So almost be like a calendar. And then I'm going to also have like different habit checkers. So I need to read a book a month. That is my goal for the year, inshallah. So I'm going to make like a page which has like book binders, and it's going to look so cute and look like a bookshelf with like slanted books. But then I'm going to fill it with the book titles as I finish them. So like that will be like my book of the month that I finished. And then I'm going to put like quotes of the week for like what is my vibe for that week. Do I want to just stay alive, stay afloat? Is it going to be a motivational thing, or is it going to be like, you need to have a business attitude about this week? You have a lot of stuff to get done. What is going to be my vibe for the week? So I'm going to have like a quote of the day.
What is my vibe
like a
bunch
bunch
of
cute stuff on there.
I love that question.
What's my vibe for the week? Yeah, and I'm also going to put my mood board on one of these pages by cutting out cute little photos of like things I want to achieve this year, inshallah. And then that way, every week when I look at it, I'll look at my mood board, and then I'll have a section in my page of the week and be like, what have I done to get further towards these goals? And it might not work for some people, but I think this is really going to work for me, inshallah, as long as I stick with it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this year.
For you.
Excited for what it's going to bring. But yeah, inshallah, guys, let's flourish this year. Whatever it is that's your goals. Your goals might just be to, gain some mental strength, some emotional strength, some emotional intelligence. It might not necessarily be something like, I want to like match Jeff Bezos's income. Like, it doesn't have to be like a massive thing. But I think it really helps to write things down. Even if you just type things on your phone, or you make a little video. My sister did a thing where she like made a video with her friend, and they did a little video of things they want to achieve, and they look back at it at the end of the year. So whatever it is that works with you, do it, because I think it's really important to have a year-on-year review.
Let's do it.
Oh, let's do it now.
So we're gonna look back on this episode.
For the public or for the private?
Let's do it publicly. Come on, we need to hold ourselves accountable, and everyone who listens is gonna hold us accountable.
And in the spirit of giving, I say, go first.
Alhamdulillah, look at that. Okay, my goals, right? We're going to lose, I can't specify how many kg, but we're going to lose some kg. I will write that down privately.
All right.
We're going to lose kg.
We love to see that.
We are having amazing hair growth. Yeah,
Beautiful.
We need to really, I'm balding. So we're going to unbold, right? So
all right, beautiful.
Get an amazing placement, inshallah. My placement starts this year, and inshallah. A placement that I love, and I want to look back in December and be like, I am in a placement and in a place and placement that I love.
But honestly, like, I don't want to cut you off, but like, how I used to really hate my placement last year. Not hate my placement, but like I was just like, okay, like this is not like I was out, like it had a history and a rep of just not being the best placement, and I was like a bit jealous. I was like, okay, like I literally got the worst placement possible out of all the lists of places that I could have gotten. Of course it's me that had to get this one. But I think that there's a blessing in disguise with everything. So honestly, like I would say, just apply for all the places that you want, and whichever one you get is what's here for you. And then you never know, it might turn out to just be what's right for you. But yeah, continue. Placement, okay, yes. We love that. We love to see it.
Getting that car, because we had a lot of issues. I'm really, really holding off getting a car right now because I don't need one. I need to keep telling myself that it's lockdown. I'm not going anywhere. Save your money and just wait until you actually need one, and maybe by then you'll have enough money to get a really good one. Inshallah. Definitely that. And do you know what, a point that you just touched on, which is a really big one for me, is emotional strength. I just don't think I'm emotionally that strong, and I don't know what it is. I used to be.
What? Really?
I used to be. Anything can make me cry. Don't test me. I will cry right now. Yeah, exactly. So I
don't know.
In my high school years, I was emotionally very strong, which is weird because it's like there's usually so much drama that you're always inflicted by that just makes you really sad. But alhamdulillah, I was emotionally very strong. In my 20s, right? I don't know what is happening. And I say my 20s, you kind of just came into them, but like in my 20s, talking like, you know, but no, in my 20s, I feel like I'm getting really emotional, and I don't know what it is. Maybe there's just a lot of like things going on. I don't know, but yeah, definitely gained some emotional.
Do you mean like reacting to situations, or do you mean like just generally?
In the words of Hafsa, 100%. 100%.
Oh my god, stop.
It is that.
This is bullying.
It's the react. I react in such an emotional way, and I don't know why. Like I feel like I'm just, yeah, my reactions are way too emotional. So definitely put a lid on that. That would be it for now. I can't think of any crazy ones, but please, let's hear yours.
But if the emotion is helping you, then I would say it's not something to stop. If it's something that's negatively impacting you, that's different. But I think for a long time, especially when I was younger, I thought I was emotionally strong. But I think that that's not necessarily what it is. If you suppress your emotions and how you feel, that doesn't necessarily make you emotionally strong. So if that's what you're talking about, scrap it. Trust me,
No.
been there, done that, doesn't work. But I think that if it's just you want to be able to compose yourself and then react in like a better way, then fair enough, that's something that everybody should improve on. But it depends what you mean by emotional.
I don't want to suppress.
Basically.
I don't want to suppress my emotions. I've also been around people that suppress their emotions, and you always see them get to like a breaking point, and you're like, yeah, it's not healthy. I wouldn't say suppress the emotions. I would just say be a bit more positive in the way that you see a situation. If something's happened to you and you could just go all out and just be so emotional and cry and react and shout and all these things, where you could just see the problem from a different lens. So it's basically taking the problem as like a globe, like a globe, and just flipping it. Like flip the problem and see it from a different side, because the other side might be really easy to handle, and that is the way that I want my emotions to be. I want to be able to easily handle situations. But yeah, let me hear yours. I want to know. I want to hold you accountable for these. Tell me.
I'm scared. I don't know. I have a lot of goals that I probably wouldn't share. I'm one of those people, I like to move in silence. Do you know what I mean? If things happen, but
move in silence. No, you publicly told me to share my goals, so this is your turn.
Yeah, I said in private or in publique, and you said in publique, so I said okay, but the porque, you know.
What's something within yourself that you're like, I have to work on that, like I have to? Something you know, like a secret thing where you're like, you know what? Oh man, I wish I wish that just.
I definitely have to work on taking too much and prioritizing myself. That's one of my big 2021 goals.
That has been your goal since 2015.
Yeah, I think this is the year I'm going to finally do it. I think that I've had a realization that I've brought myself to a point where I have allowed every other person in my entire life to have priority except myself. And it is not a good thing. Like, honestly, you have to get to a point where not be selfish, but be selfish. Like, it's just, I think that, you know, like we've spoken about before, just saying yes to so many things, like taking on X, Y, and Z responsibility when you're not even doing V right. Like, it's just like, no, enough is enough. Like, it's time for me to figure out what my priorities are, where they lie, what things that I want to invest time into, what things I want to invest less time into, you know, instead of spreading myself so thin, you know. Like, just think of butter. You know, butter, very strong, solid structure when it comes in that packet. But when you melt it down and spread it across toast, it's invisible. That is a great explanation of what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I'm trying to get the block of butter back together instead of the bits of crummy butter that is left on the plate after the toast is finished.
So right now you're melted.
Like, no. I'm melted butter, and it's just not good.
You're just everywhere.
And I thought it was a good thing, because I thought, okay, like, I had this like mindset where I was like to myself, you know what, I'm only alive for a certain period of time. Anything good that's going on, I want to put my hands in it. No, because at that point, if you put your hands in every pot, what you're giving is not useful. Like, you have, like, every responsibility you take on has an amana to it, and if you're not fulfilling that role in the best of your ability, because you spread yourself too thin, you're not doing that role well enough. So why are you doing it? You're not helping by doing something 10%. Like, you need to, like, take, instead of having 10 things that you're doing 10%, have 3 things that you're doing 33%. That's better. Like, you're only one person at the end of the day. You want to change and do all these things. And I think it also holds back to the fact that I'm a very, like, I don't know what the word is, but I just have to, like, fix things. I'm a fixer. I like to do things. If I feel like something needs to be changed, I want to, like, do it.
Wow.
And sometimes just let things happen organically. Like, if things are going to go wrong, things are going to go wrong. Whoop-de-doo. Let's move on. But I'm probably not explaining this I'm
also just having a lot of
trying to not say what I'm talking about.
Trust in Allah as well, that, you know, you're right, don't spread yourself too thin. And also, we have a responsibility and a right upon ourselves to not, like you're saying, in the most basic terms, not spread ourselves too thin, and just, it's okay to say no. Like, it's very very okay to say no, as much as it's hard and you feel like the worst person because you feel like you're letting someone down. You're not. You know, you have to be able to say no to situations, and also trust that, like, you have a brain. Like, as much as Allah, people sometimes think, oh, but Allah's given me this opportunity right in front of me, even though I have so much going on in my life. But Allah's also given you common sense and given you the right to think for yourself, you know, these things. So you should also try and be like, okay, although I've been given this amazing opportunity, or I've been given an opportunity to help someone or to be a part of this project or whatever, I've got so much other things going on which I am already committed to. And like you're saying, you've got to do the job right. If taking on this opportunity means that all your other priorities are now going to be done really badly and you're not going to be fulfilling them, don't take that step, you know? Yeah, don't take that project. 100%. Don't do that thing.
Oh, no. I said 100%. I said it again.
I told you to switch
I have
it to
no
95.
other word to explain it. I have no other way. It's not 95. I completely agree with you. And yeah, it's something that I definitely need to work on. That's probably one of my main goals for this year, to not overburden myself, essentially. That's one of my main goals. I think a second goal is probably to have a second stream of income. One that's useful to me, that can be done from home.
I think
that's probably another one.
It's very hard, because when you want to increase your streams of incomes, I think a lot of people have been thinking about it at this time of year as well, especially because it's like a bit sticky. Everybody's in different situations financially, but you start because I, you know, was in the same boat as you as well. I still thinking about these kind of things, and I was thinking, but at the same time, I want to do something that's beneficial for my afterlife as well, which we should always think about when we go into a job or we go into any opportunity. Like, will this be benefiting me? But, you know, because you have control over that. Like, say, for example, you want to do something from home, Hafsa's in control of that because she's doing it from her home and she's not got a boss and she's not got a manager. Like, she's doing that. So you try to maximize the impact, right?
Yeah, no, 100.
100%. Just say it. God. Just say it. You want to say it.
Forget it. Every time I say it, I'm gonna have to stop myself because then at some point, hopefully, I'll break this bad habit.
But inshallah, like, may Allah make all these goals easy for you that you want to achieve. That's the main thing.
Inshallah. Likewise, man. Likewise. Hopefully, there'll be some other goals that I can achieve this year, which will be done in silence and then, like, appear at the end of 2021 like, ha, yes, I've done this. But we'll see what happens, inshallah. Whatever Allah has written for me. But I think it's just nice to have those goals. I think another one of my goals is to travel at some point, even once this year. I want to travel somewhere, anywhere. I just want to travel, because I think last year I kind of held off because I thought this would all be done by this year. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. So I think as soon as restrictions lift and I'm able to do so, I think I'm going to take a little break, even if it is just a UK trip, and I'm just going to take in some countryside air, as they say, you know.
I love that.
Do a little staycation, as they say, but like, instead of staying at home, I'll just stay in my home country.
My country house.
Makes any sense at all.
I'll stay in my country house
down in Cornwall, you know. No, but seriously, like, just, you know, something nice, whatever it is.
Inshallah. We'll get there.
Want to do that.
We'll get there. We'll smash these goals, inshallah, and we'll look back on this episode, and I'm sure our listeners will force us to look back on our episode and question us, hold us accountable. But that's the amazing thing about sometimes sharing these things publicly, because although they're very personal goals, it's nice to know that people kind of hold you accountable a little bit, because you kind of have to, like, so they're like, oh, hey, how's that thing going that you said very publicly that you were going to do? And then if I haven't done it, I will feel shame and I'll feel bad about myself. And here we go again, 2022, trying to achieve the same goal. So
literally,
yeah. But guys, if you're listening, please send us your goals. Like, send us what you're trying to achieve, because
we should do a little poll.
Definitely.
What are your goals for 20? Oh, we did that before, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it, but definitely more in depth.
Yeah, because I think it is important to write down your goals, and not only to write down your goals, but action them. So what are you going to do every month to get there, you know? Like, let's say we're going to talk about me going on holiday. Who am I going to go with? You know, do my siblings want to go? Like, should we, like, plan something together? Whatever. Have I looked into places? Have I booked hotels? Have I looked at, like, you know,
take action.
What things am I doing every month to get to that goal? Take action, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I have my bullet journal for me to detail how my life is going to go throughout the year. Get yours for $9.99 from Paper Chase. I'm joking.
Oh, wow.
But seriously, I did get mine from Paper Chase. Look at this colour. Like, wow.
It's so nice.
It matches my iPad case.
Beautiful.
How beautiful is that?
Beautiful.
Pale blue and pale blue.
Definitely gonna invest in my bullet journal now.
Markers, which my nephew was interested in, which also made me feel like a child, but also made me feel like the youth is still running through my veins. But I just told him it's adult markers. These are adult markers, so I'm not a child. These are from an adult shop with adult stationery. There we go.
Amazing.
Gonna make it look beautiful.
You should, and you've inspired me to do the same thing. I really was trying to figure out a way to personal track my life. Maybe a bullet journal is the way forward, because it's manual. It's very much like you have to fill it in. It's not an app. Like, you can't just like cross off the app. Like, it's literally in your face. Having these journals, that have to write down. But yeah, amazing.
It's also good for like planning, because I need to plan. Like, you know how many times, oh my god, heart attack, like, because we have so many meetings, like I have meetings for so many different things, right?
Yeah.
So when I get a meeting Zoom link sent to my WhatsApp, my heart like skips 100 jumps. I'm like, oh my god, what meeting did I get? Like, oh my god, I have a meeting right now, whatever. So it's just gonna help me, because even though alhamdulillah, you know, hopefully this will continue, I've never missed a meeting. It's just like, because it's not on my head, it scares me. Even if somebody's sending that meeting link for the next day, it just scares me. Like, oh my god, I forgot. So this is going to make me more organised, you know, hopefully, inshallah. And then I'll know, okay, it doesn't matter that there's a new link, because you've reviewed your day and you don't have any meetings today, so you can't have forgotten anything.
Do you know when people send Zoom links?
Hafsa, I need you to be here at 7 o'clock. I know now.
Yeah, you know when people send Zoom links like the day before the meeting, and you're like, what? Yeah. Why are you trying to scare me? I am in Asda. Please do not do this to me. I am shopping. Yeah. I cannot join right now.
I think it's like, there should be some rules. Like, if you're going to send a Zoom link, send the message to say, this is for the meeting tomorrow. Yeah. Not just send a Zoom link as if, like, you're late, like, and I'm sending it to you, because that's scary. But, yeah.
I'm just going to start sending Zoom links to everyone in my contacts and seeing how they react.
They'll probably be shook. It actually, you know, honestly, it is a fear of mine to have people waiting for me in a meeting, because then, you know, when you come, it's like if that meeting was in person and you were late to the meeting and you had to run out your house and scramble, you'll just feel so disorientated, because everyone's waiting for you.
It's the same on Zoom.
Everyone's annoyed. You're wasting people's time. No, scary. But yeah, alhamdulillah, I used to be a super organised person, and I'm trying to get back to that Hafsa that I was, you know, the year 11 version of me, where everything was written down in my planner, you know, the planners they used to give you with the facts at the bottom. Yeah, I love that. I used to use that all the time, and I would fold all the pages so that I knew what week had passed. Did anyone else do that? If somebody did, they'll know what I'm talking about. And it used to look very pretty at the end of the year with all the colours. But yeah, that's who I'm going to be now.
That planner got so like insulted. I remember my friends like writing like thing, just, yeah, it didn't become very pretty by the end. I mean, I remember I was looking back on them and I was just thinking, what is this? Like, what is...
Do you still have yours? I still have mine.
Yeah, I do. I kept mine. I did keep mine. But on to our new planners, which is our adult planners with our childish pens. Here we come. This is it.
Literally.
Okay.
I hold on to too many things. I have like too much meaning to everything. So I have so many things from when I'm younger, like, and I'm just like, it's maybe time to let this go. But then I'm also just like, no, I have memories with this item. Like, I can't let it go. And I remember my sister being like to me, if you ever had to live with anyone in your life, you are going to have a major problem because you have too much stuff. And I said, you're probably right. But I also will get a self-storage unit because I cannot let go of this stuff.
How did I not know this?
I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder. I just love my
and
stuff.
That is what a hoarder would say. That is exactly what a person who is hoarding would say. I love my things. Yep.
Do you know what? Frankly, I don't want to be a minimalist. I don't want to be those people
I'm such a
with
minimalist.
only black and white shirts and like brown. No.
I chuck so many things
orange,
out that I
there's
don't
some
need.
red. Get some colour in your life. Get some vibe through your soul. Like, what is that about?
What is the vibe this
having
week?
the same meal every day so you don't have to make an extra decision. No, I hate when I watch these videos. It hurts me. Like, is it that big of a deal to have pancakes today? Like, why? No, I have the same breakfast every single day and the same lunch because I just don't want to use my mind to make an extra. Why not? Why? Who hurt you? Why? Why do you have to have porridge and oatmeal every single day and wear a black shirt and blue jeans so you don't have to make a decision about your outfit? Not that big a deal. Find something else. Live free.
Hafsa, you know what you've just done? You have just taken the topic of your hoarding and turned it into something completely different. And I know what you did because you turned your hoarding and your love of things, quote unquote, into shaming somebody for not...
I am not a hoarder.
Well, there we go.
You're trying to tell me you don't keep things that you love, like items, like, you know, your old ID cards or Oyster cards that you had, or like a ticket from like a movie.
Like, why do I need those things? I don't need those things.
Like when we were in primary school, like very, very young, like they took us to like different trips and like London Zoo. Like these are stuff from when I was very, very young, like probably like primary school. But I just kept them because I just, you know, I don't know. I add value to them. I remember going to that zoo. I remember going to that museum. I remember this thing, you know, different memories. I just cherish them and I like it and it makes me happy. And I think that's fine, you know. I think everyone should have a memory box. You don't have a memory box? You don't have a box of memories?
Okay, now you're shaming me. I do have a memory box.
So I'm the hoarder.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The memory box are things like cards. I don't know. They are things that people have given me. They are like notes from my nephews that they've written, like handwritten ones, things like that. But that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, that's nice. That's not hoarding. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I will not shame you and call you a hoarder in public because I'm just not that kind of person.
Yeah, but you are a hoarder, and we are gonna have a whole episode about your hoarding.
I'm not a hoarder.
So
I have so many good items in there. Like honestly, I could show you, but nobody else would be able to see them.
They would not.
I even have a diary that I used to have from when I was younger, and it only can be seen by having a like this purple light shining on the book, and you write in an invisible pen. And I thought I was a genius. I thought nobody will find out my secrets because I have so much in my mind. Very, very important. Needs to be top secret. So I still have that. And it's in a confined, closed book, and it can only be opened by me because I'm the only one who knows the code. And I will never tell anybody the code to my secret journal from when I was 9 years old. That's got top secret information on there that nobody will ever know. Yep.
And
talking about me walking to school, picking dandelions. I've already said too much. This is valuable information. Okay.
And before you say any more valuable information, we are going to wrap up episode 10 of Misheard, because she's giving away too much valuable information, and I don't want this to ruin your rep.
Too much information. Everybody's after this journal. Let me tell you, okay?
Yeah.
Valuable.
Guys, I can't. We need to just... Yeah, she's going to give way too much off.
We've said too much.
We've said too much. Assalamu alaikum.
I'm scared. They might be outside right now. See, I've said too much, Sarah. Look what you've done.
Okay.
You've compromised me. We can't put this episode out. It's too late.
That is the end of episode
CIA,
10.
MI5. I've spoken to them all.
Hafsa, we're ending this, and the people are not gonna want to know any more of this valuable information that is absolutely completely
Don't tell
irrelevant.
anyone, guys. If you want to keep me safe, don't share this information, okay?
Hafsa's lost the plot. It's too late for her. Let's just thank you very much for tuning into this episode. Hafsa's gonna now get some sleep,
as they say in the land of France.
Right. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.